Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please rise and join in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
Stand down. It'll pick you up. Just perfectly. Just stand tall and straight.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon, honored guests, parents and other family members, friends, faculty and staff, and fellow members of the class of 2019. Today, we are celebrating a great accomplishment. We, the class of 2019, are graduating. We have accomplished much. Firstly, we have been academically strong, as demonstrated in high marks and academic honors. But it's not good grades alone that have distinguished our class. What has made us strong is our excitement about learning and our passionate hard work. It has also been our willingness to help each other out. The times that I needed help and asked aloud in my study hall, "Does anyone know how to do this? I really don't get this." At least 3 of you readily volunteered to help. It has been this spirit of helpfulness that I believe truly makes us unique as a class. Outside of academics, we have also soared in our extracurricular activities. We have dominated in the Science Olympiad, performed spectacular plays and musicals, created beautiful paintings and sculptures and poetry, and outsolved the Badgers in math club. We have won athletic tournaments and conferences and set records, and have consistently shown laudable sportsmanship, even in the face of defeat. Finally, we have served both the Prairie community and the community at large. We have tutored each other in the peer mentorship program, organized school spirit events on student government, and upheld the honor and integrity of our school on the honor committee. Outside of Prairie, we have participated in the Empty Bowls event to fight hunger, brought joy to adults with cognitive disabilities by throwing them an awesome Christmas party, and moreover saved lives by participating in the Red Cross blood drive. These things and more have defined our high school experience. As the old saying goes, however, all good things must come to an end. Our high school days are now behind us, giving us memories and experiences that we will appreciate and cherish for the rest of our lives. We aren't the only ones echoing this sentiment either, as this is the last year for our longtime head of school, Mr. Everett McKinney, who is retiring. However, where there is an end, there is also a beginning. Our time at Prairie, whether it was 13 years, 4 years, or even 1 year, has given us the necessary tools for success as we head off to colleges and universities across the country, as well as for our lives after higher education. Our studies in science, technology, and mathematics have laid the groundwork for us to eventually build highways and bridges, develop cures for ailments and diseases, and create technology that will assist people in tasks large and small. Our studies in the arts have made us artists, actors, critics, composers, and performers, whether or not we wish to pursue these things as careers. And our studies in the humanities have equipped us to seek solutions for humanity's wicked problems, such as poverty, hunger, and violence, as well as to seek solutions within our own communities for issues such as joblessness, bigotry, and deteriorating faith in the democratic process. To conclude, great power comes with great responsibility. Sorry, I know it's cliche, but I had to say it. Knowledge is power, and the knowledge we've gained gives us the responsibility to make a difference in the lives of others, and a difference in our own lives as well. In this spirit, I would like to welcome everyone to the commencement ceremony for the Prairie School class of 2019, in which we celebrate our past as we look forward to the future. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. It is my privilege to introduce this year's honored faculty speaker, Dr. John French. Dr. French has been an integral part of the Prairie School community for several years, joining the outstanding faculty halfway through the 2011 to 2012 academic year. Over the past 7.5 years, he has established himself as a well-respected and well-liked teacher and advisor. I was fortunate enough to have him as both. Lover of American history, American politics, and American football, and teacher of U.S. history, AP U.S. history, and American government and politics courses, Dr. French is a walking encyclopedia of the American story. Dr. French received his BA and MA in history at the University of Wyoming, as well as his Ph.D. in history at Marquette University. 7-time winner of HQ, and probably Jeopardy if he was ever on it, Dr. French is the guy you want on your trivia team. He's cashed a grand total of $10.71 from his knowledge of obscure facts. He can name all 100 U.S. senators and the score of every Super Bowl game off the top of his head. No, really, quiz him after the ceremony. His quick wit and intelligence also make being in his classroom an enriching experience. And his advice will stay with us as we graduate. Whether it's cowboy up, his 5 don'ts, or his repetition of Dr. McKalian's no silly fouls, Dr. French has prepared us to tackle any challenge that life throws at us. It truly has been a privilege for all of us to be in his classroom. Please join me in welcoming Dr. John French.
Thank you, Maddie. I think we'll all agree that there's one piece of advice in this speech that while it's for everyone, it is especially for you. 20 years ago today, I graduated from the most prestigious prep school in my hometown of Powell, Wyoming, Powell High School. I remember listening to the commencement addresses that day and wishing it was me up there speaking. I kept thinking, if only I had studied a little harder and been salutatorian or valedictorian so that I could have been up there myself. The speakers had so many spirited and uplifting things to say, but I wanted to take some parting shots at my high school. I had been in a rush to finish for some time and was thrilled about the prospect of putting Powell, Wyoming in the rearview mirror. The most biting speech idea I had was to point out to everyone that our class song, Green Day's Time of Your Life, isn't really called Time of Your Life. The song's actual name is Good Riddance. True story. And all the while, I was missing out on one of the great life lessons, that you should enjoy every phase, every day, every moment of life, especially when you're young. I learned that in college, when I attended the most illustrious university in my entire home state of Wyoming, the Harvard of the High Plains, the state school in Laramie. The fact that it was the only 4-year college or university in the state mattered little to me. I loved every minute of it. The social life, the classes, the quirky professors, the campus speakers, the football and basketball games, the incredible friends. The entire time, therefore, I kept wondering why there were so many people who seemed hell-bent on being done with college. My friends and classmates often derided the experience and routinely complained about getting through the semester, waiting out the school year, counting down to graduation day so they would be done with class forever. Why, I wondered. College ended up being the best 12 years of my life. Like President Clinton said, I may not have been the best president, but I had the most fun 8 years. Well, I may not have been the best college student, but I had the most fun 12 years. Let the words of President Clinton and my own experiences inspire you. And now, with the benefit of age, I can give you some foresight of your life after college. If I sleep in until 7:15 a.m. on a Saturday or Sunday, I really consider that sleeping in. But my 3-year-old daughter jumping on the bed at 5 a.m. screaming, "Daddy, it's breakfast time!" or my 4-month-old daughter screaming bloody murder for no reason is my typical weekend alarm clock. A few years ago at a Prairie graduation, Mrs. Johnson informed a graduating class that in college, the weekend starts on Thursday. Well, not anymore. By that late in the week, I'm in bed, lights out by 9:30. Having 4-month summer vacations and 5-week winter breaks is also a fantasy known only to the world of academia. The rest of the country goes back to normal on January 2nd. So I encourage you to revel in Christmas break lasting beyond MLK Day. Enjoy kicking it in your $25 Craigslist couches and dumpster diving for beanbag chairs. Aesthetically, your college furniture may leave a lot to be desired, but in the real world, you won't believe the price tags on this stuff. I almost had to take out a second mortgage last year to buy a new kitchen table. And I don't even like sitting on my recliner because I don't want to put any wear and tear on such a costly investment. Make the most of those supersonic metabolisms, too. Eat as many cookies as your heart desires. There will come a time when you will have to pound away on the treadmill, mile after mile, until you look like you've just emerged fully dressed from the bottom of a swimming pool, just so you can occasionally indulge in a little dessert. Most importantly, you're going to meet so many wonderful people and make so many great friends. Spend as much time with them as you can. In 4 brief years, you'll scatter across the country. It won't seem like it at first, but your time together will grow very short very soon. If I'm lucky, I get to see my best friends from college every couple of years. You'll have plenty of time to be an adult, so enjoy being young. I promise you that you'll miss it. Now, I know you're chomping at the bit to cross this stage, and you should be. Prairie failed you if you're not. But you will all grow nostalgic about this place. The fun times, the great friends, the big victories, the absurdity of the senior auction, the long-winded morning meeting announcements, the 12 days of shrieking, and the all-school documentary films we get to enjoy in the theater. You'll look back and smile. Mostly, I hope you'll miss talking about history and politics and laughing at all the insanities of life with me. I know I'll miss doing it with you. A couple of years ago, I was at a birthday party and overheard some people discussing how much money doctors make. After I chimed in that not all doctors are wealthy, a woman across the room sneered, "What kind of doctor isn't rich?" And I responded, "The kind that has a Ph.D. in United States history. That's the kind." Boy, I showed her. The incident called to my mind a video that our amazing leader, Mr. McKinney, had shown in a faculty meeting when I first started at Prairie. In the clip, which is somewhere between a self-help rally and a stand-up comedy special, this poet, teacher, and humorist named Taylor Molly implores the audience of teachers to respond to inquiries about how much money they make with the response that they make a difference. Now, believe it or not, I did not go into history for the money. And I hate to be a buzzkill, but this will not be one of those commencement addresses where the speaker offers to pay off everyone's student loan debt. Sorry. I went into teaching to work with inspirational young people, And I think that is one of the reasons I have always been so close with the class of 2019. It is no secret that you have distinguished yourselves as one of the most academically gifted classes in Prairie history, and I have always been impressed by your propensity toward intrinsic motivations in the classroom, learning for the sake of self-betterment and satisfying intellectual curiosity. Remember that it really isn't about the money you make. It is indeed about the difference you make and the people you lift up along the way. Regardless of whether you're a teacher or a doctor or both or a lawyer or a photographer or a business person or a president of the United States. If you're in it for the right reasons, the compensation will take care of itself. Whatever it is, be great at what you do. And if you can't be great at it, be really interesting at it. Love what you do like me, and you'll never really work a day in your life. The best part about teaching here is all of you fantastic students. Speaking here today is the single most distinguishing honor of my Prairie career. That said, this ceremony is also sort of a somber day for me. I'll never again get the pleasure of teaching any of you, and that fact is hitting home hard here this afternoon. My least favorite thing about teaching, in fact, is the fleeting nature of the student-teacher relationship. Once graduation rolls around, everyone disbands, and while I will certainly have other phenomenal students, well, as the ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus put it, you never step in the same river twice. While I look forward to future coffee or lunch with some of you and catching a glimpse of your lives, time inevitably marches on. Teaching all of you has reinforced the importance of seizing each day. You inspired me to be my best self. You made me a better teacher, and you made a difference with me. I will cherish all the great memories, and to you I owe a debt that can never be repaid. Good riddance it most certainly is not. I had the time of my life teaching the class of 2019. I do have a couple final pieces of advice. You just made a difficult decision on a college, and there will be more tough choices to come regarding majors and internships and career fields. To paraphrase World War II four-star General George S. Patton, when you're confronted with a tough call and you don't know what to do, make a decision and go like hell. Once you've committed to something, go full bore. Hemming and hawing about it afterward won't help. As President George W. Bush so famously noted,
I hear the voices, and I read the front pages, and I know the speculation, but I'm the decider, and I decide what is best.
let the words of President Bush inspire you. You are the deciders. Try not to celebrate too much when class gets canceled. You're paying top dollar for these classes. So soak up the knowledge, get your money's worth. Immerse yourself in your studies. Embrace a life of the mind. Continue to learn for the sake of learning, and use this chance to make yourself into the best leader, citizen, and professional that you can. Whether it's your parents shelling out the cash or you're hitting up old Uncle Sam, this is going to be a significant expenditure. There's a lot of student loan horror stories out there, but remember that a student loan is an investment in you. And regardless of who pays for it, you are well worth the sobering cost of college. The universe has shined brightly upon each of you. Your future holds so much promise. You've all been afforded an enormous opportunity, but along with that, you each have a responsibility. Go forth and live life to its absolute fullest. Pour your heart and soul into everything you do. If it isn't worth doing all the way, it's probably not worth your time. Love your friends and family like they won't always be there. Earn this awesome moment and the golden opportunity that accompanies it. Your journey to greatness will be an arduous one, as is any expedition worth undertaking. Enjoy the ride. And there it is. 20 years and a day later, I finally got to do a graduation speech. I hope everyone enjoyed my words, today. As President Donald Trump said, I went to the best schools, I know words, I have the very best words. What a great class. You're the best. You're truly the best. Believe me, folks. That I can tell you. Congratulations, class of 2019, and thank you all from the bottom of my heart for all that you have done for Prairie and for me.
That was magnificent. Today, Susan Holm and I present the Lifetime Commitment Awards to seniors who have been enrolled at the Prairie School from at least first grade through 12th grade. Today, we recognize 15 young people, a quarter of this class, and their parents for this unique role they have had in our school community. Recipients, please gather at the front of the stage as I call your name. And parents of these students, please stand and remain standing as I call your name. Emily Terry, Kay Kawateri, and Jay Terry. Haley Stoltenberg, Anne and Richard Stoltenberg. Nicholas Rufo, Diane and Richard Rufo. Jack Polzine, Beth and Mark Polzine. Gabriel Perez, Liana Carafa Perez, and Oscar Perez. Aaron Lowry, Jana Van Arsdale, and Robert Lowry. Marco Lazarevic, Pam Randoni, and Danny Lazarevic. Dylan Kane, Kimberly Kane, and David Kane. Connor Cam, Kurt and Cindy Cam. Brooke Foster, Lori and David Foster. Forrest Cookman, Noel and Kevin Cookman. Marielle Banco, Hope Heaster and Michael Banco. Pranav Bajaj, Abba Malhotra and Shalise Bajaj. Rishi Avula, Shridevi Man and Murali Avula. Elizabeth Antono, Jennifer Antono Larson, and Christopher Antono. Parents, the school thanks you for entrusting your child to our care. We appreciate the confidence you have had in us, the support you have provided, and we thank you for the opportunity to have played such a vital role in your child's life. And your children thank you as well.
A few weeks ago, I was interviewed by Mr. O'Brien in the communications office. It was a cathartic moment because it gave me an opportunity to articulate the trajectory of my nearly 40 years as an educator. Our conversation also helped me realize and appreciate how incredibly lucky I have been throughout my life. Good fortune favors me still, and even affords me the opportunity to address all of you today and express a sincere thank you and a fond farewell. Thoughts about the role of luck and destiny in one's life force me to ask myself, what exactly is luck? And the definition I like best is this one. Luck is a matter of preparation meeting opportunity. In an article from the New York Times a few weeks ago, the philosopher and ethicist columnist Kwame Appiah stated best what I would wish you soon-to-be graduates to take away from my remarks. Professor Appiah writes, "Lots of things that happen to you will affect the life you make. A good number of things will be a matter of sheer luck. But what will make your life a good one, along with luck, is a willingness to run with the opportunities that come your way." In reflecting on the roles of opportunity and preparation in my own life, I would recognize my first stroke of luck as having parents who had high but realistic expectations of me. I'm an only child, so yes, it's true. It really was all about me all the time. Being in 6th grade in Memphis, Tennessee in 1968, in the very city and the year that Martin Luther King was assassinated, that was a memorable moment in my life. The apex of civil rights for African Americans had occurred, and my parents were emphatic that I understood a new era had arrived. From that moment on, I was told repeatedly by my parents and elders that my generation would not be allowed to have excuses for lack of success because of one's race. This reality and my parents' expectations for high achievement were salient and my inspiration to succeed. Loving parents, caring teachers, wise mentors, and supportive friends are essential to who we become as people. How fortunate are all of you to have these people in your lives. And I know specifically of the dedicated teachers in your lives because I have the privilege of working with them daily. I too had them at every phase of my education, and for me, as well as my colleagues, these knowledgeable and encouraging people are most likely the reason we became educators. It's our way of passing on to you our own positive experiences. In May of 1989, I had finished the first year of my Ph.D. program at Purdue University when I received a call from my friend Jane Knapp. Jane and I had taught together at St. John's Military Academy. I had confided to Jane that I was not enjoying graduate school, and she waxed lyrical about this idyllic place where she was now teaching called the Prairie School. One of the two French teachers had decided to return with her family to France, and there was a position open. Why not apply, she asked. Well, the rest of this story is evident because here we are today in May of 2019, 29 years later. But how providential that call turned out to be, because it initiated what I consider to be the most fortunate moment in my professional life. This January, Upon my return to school after one of those wonderfully unexpected snow days we enjoyed this winter, you remember those, right? A parent happened to be in the office and inquired if I was counting the days or embracing them before retirement. In hindsight, I so appreciated this question because it made me reflect and realize that as long as I have been a member of this school community, I have never worked in countdown mode by marking days off on a calendar, not even during my remaining months as head of upper school. I will confess, however, that on occasion, I may have asked Ms. Bishop or Ms. Barth, "Is it over yet?" But in all sincerity, it has been a privilege to come on this campus daily with the intent of having a positive and productive experience with each of you, either as students, parents, or colleagues. 15 of you seniors just received lifetime recognition, and if you do the math, my career at Prairie is equal to 2 lifetime recognitions. But here's the essence of my remarks. It does not matter how long your attendance at Prairie has been. I hope each of you leaves us feeling well prepared so that when opportune moments come your way, your lucky streak will prevail. I consider myself most fortunate to bring my time at Prairie to a close with you, members of the class of 2019. You have been an exceptional class of academically talented scholars, but more importantly, good people. And in my opinion, that is the unbeatable combination for success. Your class and our school will forever hold a special place in my heart. I close with a wish that you graduates and younger colleagues of the faculty will have the joy of a career and life as professionally fulfilling and rewarding as I have enjoyed here at Southeast Wisconsin's premier independent school, the Prairie School. Thank you, one and all.
just beginning, the pen's in my hand, ending unplanned. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Treat yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. Open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibition. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibition. I am unwritten. I'm sorry.
Good afternoon. Happy graduation day, everybody. Think about all the hard work year after year and how much you look forward to this day, and now it's finally here. So just a quick round of applause. Congratulations to the class of 2019. And to all the moms and dads of the graduates, congratulations. You've also made it. Your hair might be a little grayer and your wrinkles a little more pronounced, but it's all worth it. Thank you for believing in the Prairie experience and for giving us the opportunity to be part of your sons and daughters' lives here at the school. To our graduates, we know the significance of this graduation day has probably not hit you yet, but when these activities wind down, take the time to think about how hard you worked to get here, your persistence in dealing with challenges, and the many accomplishments you have under your belt. You've had quite an incredible journey to get here, even before you embark on the next leg. Make sure to recognize how far you have come. Give yourselves credit for a job well done. We hope you are as proud of all of you've accomplished as much as all of us are. Your talents are many and far-reaching, both individually and collectively. Class of 2019, you have definitely distinguished yourselves. You've set academic records at Prairie and excelled athletically and in the arts. But what we're most proud of is the type of person that you have turned out to be. You are kind, you are principled, you are committed to making a difference. The world will be a little better place because of you. 4 years ago, at your 8th grade graduation, my mother told you that the two most important days of your life are the day you were born and the day you discover what you were born to do. From that day on, you're driven by a dream and a passion, and you're off on a lifelong journey to a destination you can only imagine. No two journeys will be alike because the path you forge will be as unique as the individuals you are. We take pride in the fact that there is no such thing as a cookie-cutter Prairie graduate. Each of you will be a trailblazer in your own life. Now, some of you may already know what path you want to follow, and others may still be exploring the world of possibilities in search of your passion. Be patient. Be open to new experiences in order to find what you're looking for. Mom, who was a lifelong stargazer, always told a space story to make her point. So in honor of her, I will give it a shot. For the last 10 years, NASA's Kepler Space Telescope searched the galaxies in hopes of locating a planet like Earth, able to support the same rich diversity of life. Out of the billions of stars and planets it studied, it located one possibility. Unfortunately, NASA estimated it would take 26 million years to get there. And since we haven't quite mastered traveling warp speed yet, it's not going to happen. Some might have given up on the hunt, but NASA scientists didn't get discouraged. They got back to work creating a new Earth Hunter probe. They learned a lot from Kepler's experiences, so much that the new probe, named TESS, is capable of eyeballing far more galaxies, generating far more data, faster and for far longer than Kepler ever could. I think Mom intended to bring to life two messages with this story. First, she was a huge believer that if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish the unimaginable. Even if you don't get all the way there, you will achieve much more than you ever expected. Passion is one of our most powerful sources of personal energy. I think the second message Mom was trying to communicate with her story is that experience is the best teacher. Good experiences, as well as the ones you may wish you never had, embrace them, grow from them, and move forward armed with the wisdom each provided. Wow, she had some pretty powerful insights, and it's, I think, worth thinking about. Today marks the end of an important chapter in your life, and right away another chapter begins. Your time with us as an official student has come to a close. Our relationship with you is now as an alumni. And your lifelong journey to fulfill your dreams and to follow your passion begins. We wish you great success and, more importantly, great joy along the way. We hope you'll remember your Prairie family. I certainly promise we will never forget you. Once again, congratulations to all of you, to the class of 2019. Thank you.
Don't go too far. Thank you. Would the candidates for graduation please stand? Come on, people. Thank you. Mrs. Johnson-Leipold, Dr. Coffman, I present to you the candidates for graduation. In light of their achievements and their successful completion of the required course of study, on behalf of the faculty and the Board of Trustees, I recommend them for graduation.
The whole thing. Members of the class of 2019, based on the recommendation of the faculty and Board of Trustees, after your successful completion of the requirements necessary to graduate, it is indeed my pleasure to confer upon you the diploma you have earned, and with it the rights, privileges, and responsibilities bound thereto. I am pleased to give you this diploma signifying your accomplishments. Good luck to you in your future pursuits. We all are very proud of you. My personal congratulations to each of you.
Okay, you may be seated except for the first row. Okay, so I'm starting here? Okay, thank you. Okay, perfect. Libby Antono. Zayan Acha. Nithya Adipeti. Rushi Avula. Anthony Babu. Pranav Bajaj. Marielle Banco. Would faculty member Mrs. Teresa Betts please present the next diploma? Mrs. Bates.
Thomas Jacob Bates.
Austin Benton. Drea Bodie. Thanks, guys. I'm sorry. Glory Campos. Christian Cape. Dr. Coffman, you might like to present the next diploma.
Claire the Bear Jenkins Coffman.
Forrest Cookman. Chase Cortez. Jasmine Dhaliwal. J.D. Dryforst. Okay, second row, we're ready. Thank you. Okay, first row, you may, so that they can see the second row now. In all their glory. Nick Dybel. Frank Filerski. Emma Fleming. Sam Fossbinder. Brooke Foster. Dr. Fiocchi, would you please come forward for the next diploma?
Camila María García Novelli.
Riley Geary. Chase Giles. Louisa Goki. Vincent Guardiola. Katie Gumina. Luke Herndon. Lizzie Hokinson. Connor Cam. Dylan Kane. Sophie Karagenis. Connor Kelly. Helen, you and Nat want to switch sides. I'm taking just a moment to make sure that the photographer is in place. I want that Kodak moment. They don't have Kodaks anymore, though. Sorry. Sorry about that. Okay. Heidi Carando. Jolie Larson. Marco Lazarevic. Aaron Lowry. Joanna Mamalakas. Jamie May. Anna Melonas. Ami Nagra. Benjamin Nelson. Grace Wynn. Jordan Orlowski. Willow Pay. Kate Patterson. Gabriel Perez. Anna Peterson. Lainey Peterson. Sarah Pettinger. In the final row. Jack Polzine. Alex Quebman. Bennett Reinhardt. Jake Reynolds. Would board member Mr. Rufo come forward for the next diploma?
Nicholas Rufo.
Steve Savas. Evan Schlicht. Trinity Schmidt. Quentin Stafford. Haley Stoltenberg. Catherine Sholshevsky. Emily Terry. Natalie Trigiano. Olivia Verheyen. Trent Wiesner. Madeline Edie. And Lauren Zenisek. Thank you. Dr. Coffman, Mrs. Johnson-Leipold, and invited guests, we proudly present to you one last time the graduates of the class of 2019.
Okay. Let me put this up a little bit. About 12 years ago, I embarked upon a great journey. I remember first seeing this huge brick building, thinking, oh no, not another school. I was only 6, but I'd already gone through 4 different schools. We had just moved to Racine, so I desperately hoped to achieve my goal of making new friends at this new school. As my mom and I walked in, Mrs. Holum gave me a warm smile, and I began to get a special feeling about Prairie. As we approached the classroom, my mom was mentally preparing herself for another difficult parting with her son. She knelt down, looked me in the eye, and said, "It's time for me to go now." I stared at her, my eyes became big, and I replied, "Okay," and ran inside the classroom. The rest is history. Considering that I haven't changed schools again in the past 12 years, I've gotten to know the school pretty well. And I've come to understand the special thing about Prairie is that learning always goes beyond academics. Beginning in primary school, Mrs. Boero's fishbowl system rewarded kids with extra recess time if a teacher saw them go above and beyond to help a peer. So when I was 7 or 8, I became extra kind to everyone, especially when teachers were looking. I began to realize the importance of respect and helping others, and I began to realize the importance of being a good person, even when the teacher isn't looking. Moving forward, 4 years ago, we hopped on the bus to Manitowish, and we all began our high school journeys. Truthfully, I had no idea what the purpose of starting high school 5 hours away in the woods was. I had never really been away from my family for that long before. However, I knew that the 5-hour-long bus ride would probably be a good time to at least make some new friends. Sure enough, I sat next to some unfamiliar faces, and by the end of that 5 hours, they had become familiar faces, friends. I started to get a feeling that this might not be so bad after all. We woke up around 6 a.m. to Mr. McKinney's "Carpe diem, lads." I thought to myself, why is he telling us the name of a fish? Well, I asked Mr. McKinney, and he explained that it meant to seize the day. Interesting. Later in the day, we were all introduced to the ropes course. One of our friends, Nick, climbed a 30-foot totem pole. I thought he was then surely going to climb down, but the counselor said that he should jump off. What? I mean, sure, he was connected to a rope, but a few 14-year-olds and I were holding the rope. Well, he jumped, and we all held onto the rope as tightly as possible, like our lives depended on it, because Nick's really did. Thankfully, he landed safely, and I felt camaraderie and trust in my classmates. And I realized that the next 4 years at Prairie would probably be one similar awesome adventure. After Manitowish, we were all propelled into upper school, which has been a formative, defining experience. In the classroom, we have all developed immensely as students as a result of both our own hard work and the help of our incredible teachers. Freshman year, our history and English teachers emphasized how to write a good thesis, the compass for an essay. By the end of the year, we all started to get the hang of it, and I now realize that freshman year was, in a sense, our thesis for the rest of high school. Many of us were strangers to each other, and we didn't know what our high school experience had in store for us. However, as a result of Prairie's close-knit community and wealth of welcoming extracurricular activities, from student government to theater to science olympiad and everything in between, we all found our footing and prepared to take on the rest of high school. Throughout upper school, we all slowly became more involved in our community and blossomed into much more mature learners as a whole. By junior year, we were tasked with completing the junior thesis, nearly a 20-page paper. Although the idea of moving from making theses and small essays freshman year to writing a 20-page paper in the span of 2 years may seem daunting, the transition was anything but. We were well prepared by our teachers, and ultimately the junior thesis was representative of our progress and development as learners. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm actually glad to have written that 20-page paper. It forced us to utilize many skills that we learned over our upper school experiences, and it truly showed how far we've come. Overall, over the past 4 years, we've learned various invaluable lessons. We learned how to ask the right questions, how to write comprehensive essays, how to deliver intriguing speeches, I hope, and overall achieved a deeper understanding of the world around us. But I think the most important thing that we'll be taking from Prairie is intangible. The experiences and relationships that we've built within our close-knit, collaborative environment have helped transform us into the leaders we are today. We have learned how to look out for one another. We have learned how to respect one another. And we have learned how to become good people. I can confidently reaffirm that these past 4 years have been one awesome learning adventure because of all of you, my classmates and our teachers. So we, the student body, thank our teachers, college counselors, and faculty for all you've done, going above and beyond to help us become the best students we can be. I now remember the goal of making new friends that I set out for myself 4 years ago, and I realize that I've failed. We haven't made friends. We've made family. And class of 2019, I can't wait to see what good we are going to do for the world. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you stand as you are able, and on the back of your program you will find the words to the school's Alma Mater. We'll sing both verses. Prairie School, we pledge to thee our honor and devotion. May the lives we lead reflect our learning here. Our memory shall be our inspiration. Thy light shall ever be our guide through all our years. Thy light shall ever be our guide through all our years. When our youth shall pass away and age on age will gather, then will Prairie sons and daughters sing this song. Long live the good school, its goals ever higher, whose light shall ever be our guide through all our years, whose light shall ever be our guide through all our years.
Good afternoon. A lot of tough acts to follow. I certainly hope Ms. Michaud can sing next year. Congratulations to the Prairie class of 2019, and welcome to the Alumni Association. Before we conclude today's ceremony and begin the celebrations, I would like to say a few thank yous. First, to our graduates. Thank you for your leadership and contributions to our school. Whether you have been here for 1 year or 15 years, you have made a positive impact and we are excited to see you thrive in college and beyond. We will miss you. Please come back and visit. I also want to thank you for your class gift of outdoor furniture for the upper school patio. I know it will be appreciated by all of the classes that follow you. Second, I would like to thank my colleagues on the faculty. It is an honor and privilege to work with all of you. We are a great school because of you. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you for everything you do. Third, I would like to thank the parents and grandparents of the class of 2019. I was 8th grade this morning, getting a little confused. A couple of us have been at both of these, the Gileses and the Avulas and a few others, and I appreciate your patience. Class of 2019, sorry. Would you all please stand, parents and grandparents of the class of 2019? Thank you all for your commitment to your students, our school, and independent education. You have made a significant investment and trusted us with your children. We genuinely appreciate it and hope you are as excited as we are to see what these young leaders can accomplish when they head out into the world. These three groups, students, faculty, and families, all work hard and sacrifice to be a part of this community. While the buildings here at Prairie are awesome, what makes us the #1 rated high school in the state of Wisconsin is the people. Together, we all of us here, form a team that is aspirational, inspirational, and unique. I am thankful for all of you and what you bring to Prairie each day. I have one last thank you, and that is for my colleague, Everett McKinney. His 3 decades of service and leadership within this community is a model of excellence for all of us. He is an exceptional teacher, and to sum him up in one word or phrase, a true gentleman. Thank you, Mr. McKinney. Now, Dr. French and Mr. McKinney shared some really sound advice with all of us today. And to sum it up, relationships matter. As we all know, life is not a destination. It is a journey, a series of quests, moments of joy and tragedy, boredom and reflection that intertwine to weave the fabric of our lives. And what makes both the trials and celebrations worth it and meaningful are the people with whom we experience them. Your parents and siblings, your friends, your teachers, your colleagues, your teammates, and your extended family all share your adventure and are what make it interesting and valuable. These people are important. Cherish them and don't take them for granted. Assume positive intent and welcome the quirkiness and individuality. What fun would it be if they didn't annoy you every once in a while? As we head off for the holiday weekend, graduates, I have a final quick request. Unless you are Googling to help you win an argument with that one cousin who always needs to be right, please put your phones away for a few hours. And please put your phones away for a few hours and enjoy each other's company. You will have more fun without the device, and some things don't need to be posted on Instagram. Thank you. As we finish this ceremony, I hope you will all join the graduates and their families at a reception in the field house immediately following the recessional. Once again, congratulations to the class of 2019.
Thank you.